Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. Now it's May 2024. I haven't done a gardening tour video since last July. I do apologise, I've just been so busy. I've been replacing the roof on the chicken coop and doing some other big jobs that I just haven't had time. And also the weather last year was so wet. The garden didn't look good and it wasn't very nice filming in it either. Now we've had a nice week of sunshine at last. Like I say, it's been really wet this year as well. I love this time of year when you see the little shoots coming up and you don't know what you're going to get. Everything's a surprise, especially if you didn't do much last year. All the wildflowers have self-seeded everywhere. It's really nice. This is pretty much a woodland garden, so a lot of it is in the shade. And I try to let the garden do its own thing as much as I can without looking too wild. Some people may think it looks too wild. I think it looks lovely. We have got a sitting part of the garden where you can sit and watch the fish. That's a bit prettier and not so wild. Sorry, I can just see a big bee. So yeah, it's lovely and sunny, as I said. Everything's starting to bloom. The reason I did the video today is because there's lots of bluebells out at the moment and I just wanted to show them because they're one of my favourite flowers, along with forget-me-nots. The bluebells just look lovely and they're coming to the end, so I just wanted to show those on this video, and hopefully I'll get to do more gardening videos. Hopefully, we shall see. Depends if the chickens behave themselves. So yeah, I'll show you around. So starting at the house, at the back door, this part of the garden is always in shade, full shade. So we've got ferns growing. I just love it when the fronds are coming out. It's just so pretty, and they're all different. I love these because they're really hairy. Brilliant. We've got Dickinson Antarctica tree fern growing nicely here. It's got some damaged fronds on it. We've got hostas. We've got black bamboo. More hostas. We've got some violas here. Just growing. They look really pretty when they flower, which I'll hopefully show you in the next video. We've got some vegetables. We've got some wild rocket. We've got some spinach, leeks, parsley, some more rocket which needs watering, some spinach, some more ferns, strawberries, bluebell hiding in there somewhere, more violas, some aquilegia, granny's bonnet, herb Roberts, and here is my very old herb table. I planted some Caucasian spinach in it the other day. It seems to be liking it here. Now this is in full shade, gets no sun at all, as you can see from all the moss growing on it, but the herbs still love it. I'm afraid it's going to fall to pieces soon because it's so old. It was just a quick fixer-upper to an old house we had. There wasn't anywhere to do much gardening, so we built it and it's still lasting. We've got oregano just coming back. We've got tarragon, chives, marjoram, more tarragon, and lots of dandelions. That is on purpose. That is for the salads, and the chickens love them. So yes, it is on purpose. We've got some clematis growing, just starting to flower up there. You can see that. Just starting to come out on the arch. Over to next doors. So we've got the ferns coming out. Another clematis rambling up the tree that's self-seeded in there. And going down the path. Oh, I've got a little blue hosta here with forget-me-nots starting to come out. Cotonestas just flowering. The bees absolutely love cotonesta. I don't know if you've ever grown it in your garden, but the bees really love it. It gets covered. Great for the bees. Some bluebells here. This is just in a little pot. Just there. These are Spanish bluebells. These bulbs were already in the garden when we got here, so I've kept them, but I have planted some English bluebells further along in the garden. I only planted them last year though, so I've not done as well as the Spanish ones at the moment, but they're getting there. Strawberries. Just love this as well, how the ferns grow out the edge of the house. A lot of people have pulled them up, but I just love it. I love how you can see where things like to grow, and they'll just seed in the most strangest places. And that's some lemon balm there as well. It's like this elderberry tree, a sausage. That's self-seeded. They're right in the crack of the pavement. I don't know if I can see that. Yeah, it's just growing out a little crack. So now we head down into the actual garden. Now you see all the way along this path is mint, pineapple mint, but there's also this plant. Now this is Geum urbaneum, also known as herb Bennett. It grows everywhere in this garden. It has little yellow flowers on it. I think there's some around the corner that has flowered. I can show you. The reason I leave it in, I've not actually used it as a herb yet. I've got to look into that a bit more. But the bees love it. They love the little flowers on it. So I leave it. And when it goes to seed, it has these little heads on it with spiky seeds on it. It gets stuck to everything. So I try and take as many as the seed heads off as I can before it goes to seed. And I do have to keep it under control because it does take over. And on this side, this one, in a few weeks, this will be flowering. This is bellflower, or campanula, I think it's called. This loves to grow along the edges of everywhere, especially along the edge of this wood, and also around some of the rockery. So yeah, that looks really pretty when it's flowering, which hopefully I'll be able to show you. Here we have the rhubarb that's just started. It's huge already. I don't actually get to cook a lot of it, but I just love the plant itself. Just love its huge leaves. A lot of snails like to hide under there as well. So yeah, that's just started. Catmint here. There's some more granny's bonnet. Now the granny's bonnet, I just let it seed where it wants to. Sometimes it'll set itself in a pot. If I don't want it there, I take it out and pot it up and then either give it to someone else or pop it in the garden. Yeah, that self-seeds everywhere. It'll be flowering soon, hopefully in the next video. Now this is the bluebells that I wanted to show you. There's some self-seeded there in the crack of the path. That's just between the wood and the garden path. Like I say, I just love to see where things like to self-seed themselves. That makes sense. So yeah, here's the bluebells. There was just a few of these a few years ago, and now they've just spread themselves along here. I've got some white ones as well. Some more dandelions. Again, I leave them for the bees. It's one of the early flowers. They don't grow prolific in this garden for some reason. So when I do get them, I like to keep them. The camellia has just coming to the end. Who doesn't love a camellia? Growing underneath the mini apple tree that's just blossomed. So we've got more bluebells down here. Some daisies ready to come up. Hydrangea. And there's some more bluebells around here. We've got clematis under there, just coming up. And there's the wild, well, this isn't the wild rose, that's the wild rose actually. But this grows like a wild rose. Then we've got giant willow bay herb. I leave that to grow itself to a degree. It does take over and it spreads by runners, so I have to take them out, else it'll go absolutely everywhere. It has pretty pink flowers on it. The bees love it. It's a native. This is my bergamot, and that's all hopefully be flowering soon. That's spread quite well. Unfortunately, the bluebells have overtook a lot of it, but it might come back once they die off. That's really done really well. I only planted that last year, so quite proud of that. Just have to watch the giant willow bay herb doesn't overtake it. So in this bed again, we've got granny's bonnet, equilegias, some salvia down there. I have to keep pulling these leaves off so it gets some sun. The amber rose, that's hopefully be flowering soon. It's my daughter's name, Amber. We've got magnolia, you see in there, and if you just look up there, can you see the lilac? I've got lilac in the front garden as well. We've got fennel down there coming up, canna lily starting, more bluebells. see if they're just going over now. I just managed to catch them in time, along with the primroses that are just going over as well. I've put some purple sprouting broccoli in here this year. Sometimes I grow some kale in here, that does really well. It can be too hot in this bed for some of the vegetables, they walk quite easily. But hopefully the shade of the other plants will help that. We shall see. There's a leek there as well. I'll put some more vegetables in here when I get a chance. There's plenty in the greenhouse to go around. Over here we've got another rose. And I'll put the names on the screen. We've got another purple sprouting broccoli hidden away down there. Semi-shade. This bed gets the sun in the mornings. It disappears about 1 o'clock. We've got some foxgloves, and again the ferns are just coming out. These ferns get enormous, and they'll be sprawling all over the grass soon. And that's where most of the other ferns in the garden came from. I've got a yucca there, the other side of the greenhouse. We've got lovely saxifrage umbrosa growing down there. I just love those flowers. It is so pretty. So we've got the fennel come back for the 3rd year running. I just love the fennel, and it's great for ladybirds. They just love it as well. Now here's the fish. Hungry as always. Got the irises coming back. Reeds. The Hortuna cordata, I think it's called. That's what they put in Asian cooking. Taste of oranges. There's pretty flowers on it. That also grows in the bed as well. You can see down there the variegated version. Forget-me-nots everywhere. Little fern, self-seeded in the pot. Actually, there's 2 ferns self-seeded in that pot. These are the forget-me-nots coming up. Then we go through the rose arch, which will be flowering soon. Oh, there's the apple tree. It's coming to the end of its blossoming time. It's had lots of blossom on it this year. I think it's all the rain. And the pear tree. So go through the gates. We've got St John's wort. Some more bluebells. Some ferns, hydrangea, grasses. That hydrangea's doing really well there. It's right next to the wall. It doesn't get that much sun, but it's done really well. And this one in here, I don't know what subspecies they are. They're both different. I have to have more into that. It's much bigger leaf, that one. There's the bluebells. I hope it looks just as spectacular on the video as it does in real life. Some more bluebells in there. Oh, these are There's English bluebells in here as well. So I planted them, and then I planted them in the back there as well. More aquilegia, lungwort. This is a really nice plant for shade. There's some more on the other side of the garden where we've just been. But it flowers really early, and the bees again love it because it's out early. But it's really nice. It's getting a bit covered by the granny's bonnet. Some more there, look. And it's just lovely leaves. Very tactile as well. Soft and hairy. And here's the herb Bennett flowers. Pretty little daisy type flowers. So yeah, that's the lungwort. I really recommend getting some of that if you've got quite a bit of shade in your garden. Really pretty. Got a hellebore there. Another purple sprouting broccoli. There's elephant ears at the back there, if you can see them. Yucca. Some celery. And there's my Acer. Now, something's happened to my Acer. It's leafed up down there. And it's leafed up there. And in the middle. But all this, there's not one single leaf on it. I'm afraid it's might have honey fungus, because a few years back I had one branch die on it, which you can see there. I cut it off and sealed it, and it stopped it spreading. So I don't know if that's what's got to it, or it's been the really wet weather. It just seems a bit strange if it is. There's chickens. We're going to have a look at them in a moment. And there's the Fatsias, or Fatsia. It's just starting to get some new leaves on. I love how the leaves are really big, and then the new growth is so tiny. But I'm sure it'll catch up very quickly. Fatsia is growing all the way up there as well, and with the rose. If you watch the other video, there is tubs on the wall. They used to have vegetables in them before the garden was so wild. Now I just let wildflowers grow in them. There is some strawberries in there that I can get till I harvest. But there's lots of wildflowers growing there. It looks really pretty actually. Some red valerian in there at the moment. There's daisies growing there. Feverfew, poppies, there's all sorts. Now, the other side of the garden, we've got some salvia, hot lips. I just love salvias. One of my favourites. They smell gorgeous. I just love this. As you're walking past it's overgrown on the path. As you walk past and you hit it, it just brings up a lovely smell. I can't quite describe what it is. It's just salvia. I just love it. Again, we're on the other side of the magnolia. Another rose soon be in bloom, hopefully. We've got a little lychee tree, pomegranate tree over there. Welsh poppy. This is a little vegetable bed. The blueberries down there. There's one I planted into the soil. It was a real chance. I keep losing blueberries in pots. Don't know what it is. I didn't used to. They used to go amazing. But the past few years, since we've been getting strange winter weather, I've lost them. So I thought I'd chance it in the ground. I've not tested my soil, but it's underneath trees, so I'm guessing it may be a little bit acid. I'm not sure, but it's fruiting up. Well, it's flowered. So, and then I've got another one there still in the pot, just waiting to see what this one does. It's got lots of flowers on it. So there's a Welsh poppy down there. Now in here, I've not done too much to it yet, but there's lots of celery, leek, Babington's leek still growing down here. I'm leaving these to spread. There's a few, 3, 4 of them, and we'll see how they grow. They've got bigger since last year. They've been in, I think it's a year and a half, I think. I've got some rosemary, and feverfew grows wild here, along with celery. Now I planted celery a nice row along there, and there's some in that pot over there. It has seeded absolutely everywhere. It's some down there, there's some on the edges, all the way along here, all in the gaps in the path. All the way along here, just here, there's a big lump of it here. Some more down there, there's some down there, there's some at the back over there. It's seeded everywhere. Some there, it looks like I've planted it on purpose, but I haven't, I promise. So obviously I've got a garden that celery grows amazing in. Got the olive tree. I bought that as a tiny little thing from Aldi a few years ago. It's slowly growing, not doing too bad. It's all the way up there. It's quite tall, needs trim. Some foxgloves again seeded down there, some feverfew, saxifrage, feverfew again, self-seeded. We've got some pak choi over there that's gone to seed, but I leave it in for the chickens, so they love it. Now we've got some 9-star broccoli over there. We've got some 9-star broccoli there. That's a perennial vegetable. It's 1 year old. It's its first year flowering. I've also got some over there near the chicken coop. It didn't seed very well. It went a bit leggy because I left it too long before I put it in the ground. So I'm quite pleased that it's flowering, and we'll be eating that for dinner tonight, I think. But I've seeded some more in the garden, in the greenhouse, sorry. So I'll be putting that out later on in the year. Now that's my Caucasian spinach. If you've not seen the videos on the Caucasian spinach, have a look. I'll show you how to seed it in the video. That's everywhere in the garden as well, at the back here. We've got blackberries, which I freeze for the summer. We make blackberry jam. It goes in the smoothies all through the winter, so I freeze it. I've got just there, that little thing there. That is a thornless blackberry. It's got a new shoot down there. Planted that. Well, I moved it last year and I planted it the year before over in the raspberry patch, and it didn't do too well. So it's got new growth on it coming down there. So hopefully that will spread across that chicken fence instead of the wild blackberry that I keep getting caught on all the time, and we can chop that down because there is wild blackberries in other parts of the garden as well. So that's it. In that pot there we've got leeks and celery from last year. In here I'll put some seedlings in soon. Again we've got celery, some purple sprouting broccoli. There's lots more. The bird bath, that's my grandma's bird bath. We've got some more Caucasian spinach, some celery, needs watering. More Caucasian spinach. Hopefully that's going to grow up onto the fence. That's why it's lying down like that. We've got some more elephant ear down there that's getting covered by the herb robert, which I'll have to sort out soon. Cordline. This is where I let pots, either self-seed, and I will be planting them up myself soon if I've not got anything in them. Again, celery, parsley, some weed, some dandelions that the chickens love. Wild rocket, I just love wild. Oh, we got a lettuce then. That's from last year. Bargain. How cool is that? Don't know what that is. I think I need to pull it out. Wild rocket. I love wild rocket. It lasts a few years. It doesn't taste as nice as the salad rocket. You have to. Some of it can go a bit tough. I think it depends where it grows. But yeah, I love it because it's great for cooking. No, putting on pizzas and things like that, or even pestos. You don't mind it being a bit rubbery, and that's 3 years old, 2 years old, 2 years. No, I didn't plant it last year. I planted it the year before, so it's 2 years, 2.5 years old. That's spinach. Should have been planted, but I haven't got around to it. Parsley, more wild rocket, some lovely Welsh poppies. Parsley, ready to go to seed. That self-seeds everywhere as well. Some strawberries, ferns, hellebores, purple plant sprouting broccoli. You can see it there. That's the celery that's self-seeded. Oh, some more parsley. I just love this. This is broom. Now, I just love it, and I don't think it's given enough space in a garden, but it's just beautiful. I just love the flowers on it. I don't know if you can see that. Just look at those. They're so pretty. They're like little tiny orchids. It's just adorable. And this one, I moved it end of last year because it was over in the vegetable patch, taking lots of room up, and I moved it to cover my water bottle up, and it's growing in a lovely shape. There's fresh growth on the top there. I just love it, and it smells. It's strange. The bees love it as well. At first, I think it smells really, really nice in the beginning when it first comes out, and then it sort of has like a very slight chemical smell to it, but it's still nice. If that makes sense. Strange. But yeah, I just love it, and the bees love it as well. It's just amazing. There's my lemon tree just come out of the greenhouse, and into the greenhouse. Not very exciting in here at the moment. We've got peas that are wilting. Oh, I forgot to open the greenhouse. Oh, they'll come back in a minute. More Caucasian spinach growing in the greenhouse. Got Babington leeks I've just been planting. Cucumbers that are wilting, lovely. Egyptian walking onions. Why didn't they open this earlier? That's silly. Tomatoes just been planted. Spinach. Spring onions and Welsh onions there. A perennial. The Egyptian walking onions are a perennial as well, and the Babington leeks are a perennial. Obviously the Caucasian spinaches. Lots of tomato seedlings everywhere. That is the agave. It's a monster. Can you see it? I can't move it. It's stuck there forever. Just cannot move it. Can't get to the part I should get spin, and the sharpness of the ends is just ouch. It really hurts. And there's babies up there that I've took cuttings out. They're all around the greenhouse. Aeoniums, house leeks everywhere. Stem from one plant. I've got spider plants. There's some spinach in there. It's just starting to grow in it. Here's the Caucasian spinach I've seeded this year. It'll be potted up soon. Dwarf beans. This is the 9-star broccoli. The perennial broccoli. We're going out soon. Some more 9-star broccoli there. Wilting. it's because I was getting ready to do the video and my phone kept being silly, so I didn't come and open the greenhouse. We've got some wild rocket seeded, parsley, coriander. Oh, there's a little sparrow eating the spiders. Some rocket need potting up. Kale, squash, mizuna, tomatoes, cosmos, marigolds, courgette. Oh, look at my courgette. We've got some perpetual spinach seeded over there. Now this is Caucasian spinach again, and it's self-seeded in this hanging basket in full sun in the greenhouse. I'm just a bit bewildered. I'm pretty sure it's Caucasian spinach. To be 100%, I'm 99.9% sure, but to be 100%, I'm going to wait till it flowers and then we'll see. Some more pomegranate trees. There's another pomegranate tree up there. There is some Caucasian spinach self-seeded down there as well. There's some marigolds self-seeded down there. So yes, the greenhouse isn't looking the best right at this moment. An eggplant down there that is sulking because I've just left the doors closed. Oh dear. Oh, there's lots of peppers and chilies seeded up here. I've got little chilies on it, they need repotting. Poor night star broccoli. I'll be coming in there tomorrow and potting up the 9-star. It's too hot in here now. It is 31.4 degrees. It's just going down since I opened the doors. So then we're into the raspberry patch. Raspberries everywhere. It's all raspberries. That's the goji berry bush up there, green up there. You see it? Grows in with the fuchsia. There's a plum tree. More raspberries down here. This is blackcurrant. There's lots of currants on it. It's done really well this year. It's massive. And again, it must be all the rain. There's some more raspberries behind there. It's a bit of a jungle. Some lovely granny's bonnets. Again, they're all in this bed all the way along here. And they could climb around the berry bush. All granny's bonnets. Ferns. I'll leave this bit to go a bit wild for the insects and the birds. And granny's bonnets. Pink ones. Just coming up. Some more black currants. Red currants. No, not black currants. They're red currants. Sorry. You can see all the berries on it. It's gone wild. Underneath the plum tree. I did want to chop the plum tree down this year, but I only managed to do the front part of it. The back part, I had to wait for next door. See if they were in, see if I could go around and chop any branches down, and I couldn't catch them in. So there's some more 9-star broccoli down there. You can see it just here. What you do with the 9-star broccoli, I'll show you on the bigger ones because it's better. You chop the main head off, and then you eat these side shoots. Now, because this is because this wasn't very good last year, I think it's sent these out too long. And if I'm not careful, it'll be flowering soon. I should have chopped them off ages ago. But it's just sprouted so quickly. But they're still nice. I love broccoli flowers anyway, so put them in the salads. Don't know if you've ever tasted them. The chickens love them, and they're really sweet. It's no wonder they love them. More 9-star broccoli, more Caucasian spinach, more 9-star here, more 9-star there. This is in one bed. That Caucasian spinach is about to take over this bush, and there's some growing up the centre of the fuchsia, if you can see that. We've got strawberries dotted everywhere. There's strawberries on the main wall as well. You can see the vastness of the raspberries. I don't know if it'll show enough on the video. Again, around here, just parsley and celery and wild rocket. Some more there. This is a very shady bed. Got geraniums. I love this. Oh my god, I forgot what it's called. I will have to have a look and let you know on the screen. I just love this. There's another one under there as well. There's a little wild rose there. Now this is another wildlife spot. I leave all these stingers in here, stinging nettles. Ladybirds like stinging nettles. It's good for your garden. This is a herb, and again I forgot what it's called. Oh, I'll put it on screen. And the small back there. It's lovely. It smells really nice as well. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I shall let you know. And this is the wild garlic. It's doing really well. I've seen a video on the wild garlic. Planted it all around here in another video a couple of months back. Some of it was already in here, which is this was already in there. Some of that at the back was already in there. Some of these smaller ones that have gone to seed, they're the ones that I put in this year, and they've all done really well. Some back there, some over there, if you can see them. This is where the birds live, the sparrows, blackbirds, they all live in here, this part here. And yeah, so that is my forest area. Deep shade there. You can see the Virginia creeper coming back to life. See. And now the chickens used to be allowed around here. So this is probably the first year that I've not had any chickens around here properly. So we'll see what grows in these rocks. Got a little foxglove there growing up. More herb robert. Some more campaluna. I'm terrible with the names of some of the plants. Into the chickens. And we've got more Caucasian spinach down there. Some ferns, lots of ivy. The chickens waiting to come out patiently. That's where the blackberry originated. We've got a rose growing up the tree as well. The bay tree, it's got new growth on it. Chopped that down last year. It's just starting to grow back now. New growth. This is the pomegranate tree. We grew these from seed. I think I'll try this in the ground next year. Looks like it needs the water as well. Rose, some rosemary, there's some more rosemary here. Our Christmas tree that I take in every year. I think there's one of the chickens filmed. I think it's Penny, filmed by this. Strawberries up there, feverfew, there should be poppies and stuff growing up there soon. We've got crocosmia, that's around the garden as well, forgot to mention that. There's Jet and our babies. Playing around. And we've got some wild hanging baskets. Got autumn fuchsia, a spider plant, some aguiliga, this needs watering, some poppies. Just leave things to grow in there by themselves. And this one we've got fern and a foxglove and another aguiliga, granny's bonnet. There's another one over there, can't see what's in that one at the moment. That needs sorting, that one. We've got some water mint in the old sink. Some more 9-star broccoli. And this area we're just working on it because it's the first time it's not had chickens in it eating everything. And I just love the way things grow on the moss. If you can see all that, we've got feverfew, granny's bonnet growing in there, some more ferns. We've got we've got cherries, cherry tree, and we've got another elderberry up there. Grows all the way up there, if you can see. Oh, got quite a few cherries. See? Oh, the pigeons keep eating the cherries and the plums. They ate all the fresh growth at the top of the cherry tree. But we have got quite a few cherries left. I only had one last year because I got pinched by the birds. One cherry. And they've done the same to the plum tree. Okay, if you can see. You can see the top of the plum tree. Look how sparse it is. There's the pigeons sitting there eating everything. I think they knew I needed to top it, so they started eating it for me. Oh well, it'll be easier to top, won't it? So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully I'll have time to do some more detailed videos on the plants, especially the 9-star and the other perennial vegetables. Don't you just love poppies? Look how pretty they are. Just self-seed. Look, some daisies growing in there. That's an old bed that was on top of one of my old chicken coops, and we just popped it up there. I had trouble getting it up, but yeah. See what grows in there. And then a big poppy head there, look. You see? It's coming out of that basket. All the way up there. Huh. And roses. Everything is a bit unkempt because I haven't been able to get out because of the rain. So everything's gone a bit wild. But I quite like it. It gets you to see how things grow by themselves. And sometimes I think that nature knows best. Well, nature does know best, but when it comes to your garden, it is nice to let things do what they like to do. And it teaches you where things like to grow as well. If you just listen to your garden, instead of trying to fight against it all the time, which a lot of the time you do when you first start gardening. You have to spend time with your garden and see how it goes, see what things like. As you can see, a lot of our garden is in shade, and then the bit that's in sun is in full sun all the time, so things can get too hot. That's why I like to let things grow, and they tell me where they like to be. Here comes the birds now. It's turning afternoon, coming for the lunch. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. Any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer. And like I said, I just wanted to show you the bluebells mostly. I don't think they actually look as impressive on the camera as they do in real life. It's seen as there was only a few when we first got here, and they've just spread themselves. Like I say, just let them go where they want to go. And these are the English bluebells that I planted. There's quite a few of them around, but they're not flowering yet. Put them in last year. If you can see that. They've got a much thinner leaf than the Spanish ones. Some over there. Like I say, they're not all flowering yet. They're still young. Some more over there. You see how thin their leaves are? And then compare it with the Spanish ones. There's some English ones over there as well. And look at the Spanish ones, how thick they are. Much thicker. Oh, do you know what? I bought some, just one more thing. Some giant fritillaries. And they did really well, they flowered. And then I got, look. Can you see that there? Lily beetle. I removed them yesterday. There's less on them today. I did kill them, I just popped them under. Oh, there's eggs there, look. Can you see? Lily beetle eggs. There's the beetle. Oh, there's another one. Where is it? It's there, honestly. Letters. See? That one's a better video there. Little monsters. I've had this one as well, I noticed the other day. Gone. So yes, that's the lily beetle. Also eats giant fritillaries. Oh well, it done flowering anyway, so all wildlife is welcome, I guess. So thanks for watching, everyone. This spud is old now. It's got really bad arthritis. Bless him. Hey, spud. Good boy. Say bye-bye. You good boy, aren't you? You're waiting for your lunch. It says give him a drugs. Good boy. Spud. Buddy. Sunbathing. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.